What would be the female version of a woman that sleeps from man to man to man? What would she be called? Say that on the mic, sis. A whore. We gotta be real out here. Because guess what? What are some of the characteristics of someone that's labeled a whore? What do? They do what? Now watch this, right? Let's say y'all have a boyfriend, right? And you faithful to that boyfriend. Do that make you a whore, or you faithful to that boyfriend, y'all good?
Now let me ask you again.
Now watch this. If you and that boyfriend break up, what's gonna happen next? No. You're gonna go to the next man. He's gonna go to the next woman. Now, guess what? Watch this. Now, that relationship don't work out. You're your second one. Boyfriend and girlfriend. They break up. What's gonna happen? So now, technically speaking, that's 3 different men she slept with. What does that make her? You see that? But we don't think about that. You see what I'm saying? That's why God say marriage is honorable. You understand that?
Right.
But if you don't want to get married, you want to sleep around, God say you're going to do what?
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
How will God judge a brother that sleeps from woman to woman to woman? How will God judge him? He don't want to get married, he sleeps from woman to woman to woman. How will God judge him? No, we understand that, but God say those brothers and sisters that don't want to get married, he's going to judge them. How will God judge them? You, right here, it's on you now. Eduardo, how will God judge you if you don't get married and you continue to have girlfriends and sleep around? How do you think God will judge you? What about you? You not sure? Okay, that's a part of it. That's the ultimate judgment. What about you? Watch this. Now, when you think about black and Hispanic people, right? Do we have a high rate of HIV, AIDS, diseases going on in our community? Would you agree with that? Blacks and Hispanics leading the nation in that. This is why. Watch this.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10.
Deuteronomy 28:61. This is how God judges brothers and sisters that don't want to get married. Watch this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 61. Also, every sickness.
Every what?
Every sickness.
Is gonorrhea a sickness? Is AIDS a sickness? They got stuff out here now. You don't even know the name. You can't get rid of it. God say what?
Also, every sickness, every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Who will bring diseases upon us?
The Lord will bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
So when you see our brothers and sisters plagued with these different diseases, that's God judging them.
Right.
So now the next question is, do you want to get judged by God? What is Hebrews 10? Terrible thing to fall into
Hebrews
10 and 26 down. What do you say? Do you want to get judged by God? No. We don't want to get judged by God. Do we hear that in church all the time? You can't judge me, only God can judge me. But the real question is, do you really want God to judge you? No, you don't. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. You know what you want? You want the men of the Lord, the people around you that love you, to judge you, not condemn you, but say, hey, what you're doing is wrong. That's a form of judging. But it's not condemning you. It's to show you that, hey, you're doing wrong, you need to do the right thing. Watch this. Terrible thing. You got it?
10:11. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10.
This is why I say you don't want God to judge you. You understand that? You want the warning that the man is giving you now. Before God judges you. Watch this.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
God say what?
It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
You know why that's so important? It says a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living God. You know why? He got a million ways he can get you. Not just with diseases. You ever wonder why in the neighborhood, little Tyrone just get hit with a straight bullet? You think that's by coincidence? God is judging our people. But we don't think about that. You ever wonder why a brother can be driving an 18-wheeler just come out of nowhere, or a train just come out of nowhere? God say he's judging our people. It's time for us to wake up, repent, starting with you, marry that sister. If you truly love her, you truly love your daughter, you're going to marry that sister. You understand that? But guess what? Before we get married, let's get that in, what's the name? Sirach, 6 and 7. Before we get married, right, we got to get to know that person. You can't just meet somebody and say, you know what? Everything he said sound good. He make me smile. He make me laugh. He got a lot of money. He got a lot of cars. I'm going to marry him. No. Watch this.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first.
Do what?
Prove him first.
What does it mean to prove a friend? No sleeping around. No touching. Get to know him. Guess what? Young sister, you want a man to get to know you as your mind, not your body. You see what I'm saying? But in our society, it's the opposite way around. That's why you look out here, a lot of our sisters, they walking around half naked. Why do you think sisters walk around half dressed out here? Why do they do it? They're not looking for no husband. They looking for attention. You know how we know that's true? Before they walk out of the house, right, in those tight clothes, what are the first thing they do before they walk out the house? They looking in the mirror. Because they know, guess what? When I put this on, when I go to the parade today, them niggas gonna be looking at me. You understand that? You know what that's called? She's devaluing herself. Because all she thinks is her body is what's gonna attract a man. Guess what? That's not what's gonna get you a husband.
Right.
You understand that? That's gonna get you, that's gonna make you become a baby mother. You understand that? That's gonna make it where a nigga gonna come out here, flash some money in your face, say something good you wanna hear. You know what? Take you to a hotel tonight and give you a damn disease. You understand that? We are greater than that. Watch this.
If thou wouldst get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
You wanna get to know that man. And for y'all three, how old are you? Y'all not even at the age to even be thinking about a husband or a wife. You understand that? Because God said y'all have to be 20 years old and up.
Right.
You understand that? Y'all mind haven't fully developed for you to take on a role as a wife. You understand that? That's why a lot of our sisters out here half crazy. Right. Having babies at 16.
Bring it out.
God say that's out of order.
Right.
You understand that? Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Now we talked about earlier, right? If a sister have, so what do you got to do moving forward as a man? Before we get to that, right? How old are you? Let's get that in 1 Kings. What it is, 2 and 1? You're 33, right? Would you consider yourself a man? You're 33 years old. Why you say that? That's very interesting, right? Because usually when a brother turns 21, 18, he say, I'm grown, right? So we're going to show you, right? You are fully grown, but you're not a man yet. And this is the reason why.
Bring it out.
Because you want your husband to be a man, right? You see that? So you got to step up. You got a lot of work to do. Guess what? We all had a lot of work to do. We started from where you was at.
That's right.
So now we are here to be an example to you to show you you can do it. But this is what it means to be a man in God's eyes. My sisters, when y'all grow up, if you want a real man in your life, a real husband, this is what you want to look for. Watch this.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2 and verse 2. I go the way, all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore.
Now this is King David, which also was a black man. Was Christ's great-great-grandfather. He's giving King Solomon his son. King Solomon, by the way, was one of the wisest men to walk the earth. That's your ancestor, your forefather, right? So as King David was getting ready to die, he's giving counsel to his son Solomon. Watch what he said.
I go thy way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man.
So he's telling Solomon, listen, be strong and show yourself a man. Watch this.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments.
To do what?
And his commandments.
So in order to be a real man, you got to be keeping God's commandments.
That's right.
Because guess what? It's easy to be a baby daddy. You see what I'm saying? It's easy to be a Negro to sleep from woman to woman to woman. You know why? There's no responsibility in that. But when you decide you want to be a husband, that takes discipline. When you decide you're going to take care of your kids, that takes discipline. That takes you holding yourself accountable to be responsible. You understand that? So in order for you to become a real man, you got to marry that sister, bro.
Right.
This is the reason why. Deuteronomy 23 and 17.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Right. Say what?
There shall be no whore of the daughters.
Hey, my sister, I need y'all to pay close attention, right? Because you're not an African American. You're not a, what's the country you say again? You're not from Uruguay. You're from the tribe of Asher.
Right.
You're not an American black. You're from the tribe of Judah.
Bring it up.
You're not a Puerto Rican. You are from the tribe of Ephraim.
Right.
What would be your race? You're not an African American. You're from the tribe of Judah, which means y'all are daughters of Sarah, daughters of Israel. Israel was a man whose name was changed to Jacob. He had 12 sons. We are the descendants of those sons. God say what?
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Of who?
Of the daughters of Israel.
Who did God say should not be whores on the earth? The daughter of who? Who are the daughters of Israel? That's y'all. That's you. You understand that? God say what?
There shall be no whores of the daughters of Israel.
Meaning what? Guess what? Our sisters shouldn't be out here dressed like that. You understand that? Because how can you tell a godly woman from a prostitute today? How can you tell the difference?
Bring it out.
There's no difference. You understand that? But our sisters, they haven't learned their true value. That's why we're out here to tell y'all sisters, guess what? Y'all are special in God's eyes.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.